Hello, trainers. I'm Michael Mealy, and with me, as always, not true. As you can see, Michael Mealy is not here, and we've actually changed locations to the beautiful outdoors of Oakland.
It is a wonderful day in Oakland. Which
beautiful day. The sun
really
is shining right over the dumpsters right over there.
Yeah.
But I digress. The big question I'm sure you're asking is not, why did you decide to come outside? Because obviously we came outside because it's a beautiful day. Where is Mike?
Honestly, we have been asking that question ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
We're not even 100% sure. We do know he has some form of tonsillitis.
Tonsillitis, yeah. And I received a text today that, hey, I might be going to the hospital.
So
he didn't seem too concerned about it, so, you know, our prayers are with Mike. But he appears to be fine. He just said he wouldn't be able to talk anyway, so we decided to just do the podcast on our own.
Yeah.
And as a result, Mike's usually the one who kind of steers us along our little rundown sheet, but
which may blow away if we don't.
Which probably will blow away, just like our wonderful PDF sign. I'm sure that'll be nice. Even another piece of tape, you can tape the bottom. You want me to tape the bottom? I got it.
Oh,
yeah. So we're kind of going to try and coach ourselves today, and try and stay on topic and not go off on little tangents. So.
Yeah, because we do tend to get caught up.
Yeah, we also don't have a timer, so we don't really know how long this is going to go.
Well, I can time it on the video.
Okay, well,
yeah, but no, yeah, like you said, we are not sure. We kind of winged this rundown, a couple of minutes ago. But,
yeah, this rundown was made.
But we have some interesting stuff planned for today's podcast.
Yeah, we certainly do. We discussed last week how we were going to kind of, since this is the podcast for the beginning of week 6, that means that 5 weeks are behind us, and as a result, we are at the midway point of our season.
Correct.
So we decided we think it would be a little fun to kind of talk about, if the playoffs were to start today, who would be facing who,
Correct.
and how we think those games would end up. And we also decided to talk a little bit about the All-Star game, which, as we know, is at the end of the season and will be played by the 2 coaches who met in the finals, whoever those may be.
Yep.
And the teams would be made up of Pokemon who did the best throughout the season.
Yep, and we have some
candidates.
Yep, some
we don't
candidates
have
for the mid-season.
We don't have some perfect criteria yet because there are some Pokemon who we're not really sure if they're a wall or a sweeper, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, it was tough to categorize a few, and we can't go strictly off a plus minus because obviously those walls are not going to be getting all the kills. So.
Right. So a little disclaimer here: these are not what the All-Star teams would be 100%, because whenever it comes time for the real All-Star team, honestly, we could probably do a vote.
Yeah. And if you feel, you guys are the ones that are out there battling, and we are too. But if you feel like you have either battled either somebody on your team or somebody on another team that you just were, it really did well, feel free to pitch that name out there.
If you think
contention.
if you think someone who we don't mention deserves special recognition, please feel free to leave a comment.
Yeah, make sure we know, because
on this, I still don't know where these get posted. YouTube.
Yeah. This one will be on. This one will probably be exclusively on YouTube because we are only in video form.
Yeah. So there, and somewhere else you may be able to post in the future is our website.
Yeah. I'm
that's
currently working on that.
Yeah, that's a big story, I think.
But,
is the website. I know you have it up right now.
I do.
It's simple. Because, instead of managing all these Google Docs, you just kind of go from tab to tab.
Yeah, and that's, I don't want to, we don't have to talk about it too much, but, and I know we've been getting some feedback on it, and most of it's been positive, constructive, which is good, because I want to hear from you guys, because I am open to change it to whatever you guys would like. But, it was especially with us doing the podcast, and I know when I battle, I would have like 4 different tabs open, to the point where I did not have enough screens to want to see everything that I wanted to see. And for us on the podcast, it really helps because I know we navigate these a lot. Yep. So I was just trying to make it a little bit easier and a little bit nicer to just find all the documents, not have to go to Facebook, click see more, find all the things. I know people's showdown names are now on the rosters. Which is good.
Nice little touch.
There is a car on fire.
Where? Oh. You Oh my God! Yeah,
Good Lord.
That is a car on fire.
I smelled it, and I looked over your shoulder, and not to get away from the podcast, but this is pretty close to us. So if you hear any explosions,
yeah. And hey, speaking of on fire,
yes.
How about
good segue?
How about Pingle's Team Sparkle Expletive, faced off this week in a game of the week that we've all been anticipating? Pingle versus Adam, the Sharpedos versus Team Sparkle blank.
Sparkle Expletive.
Yeah. In a game that some could actually call fairly disappointing.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you get to see it?
I did not, but I saw a lot of the comments. Yeah, that thing is really going up now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is pretty
yes, we
impressive.
digress, but that is, you don't see that every day. We'll just say that.
I'd love to get our camera to look over there, but then we'd have to readjust it. And it's way too much work.
And this thing's so wide angle, you wouldn't even get to see.
Right. Okay.
People are running now, and okay, well, wow, that thing is really on fire. Did you see that? They're like spreading.
Yeah.
And is that its horn going off?
I don't know, but if you guys hear an explosion,
that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Jesus.
All right, back to the.
Yeah, back to what we were talking about. Yeah, so I know you watched it, correct?
Yeah, I did. It was a 5-0 in. Smells lovely.
Yeah, it smells good.
5-0 in favor of Pingle, and you know, based on their records, you would kind of expect that. But, you know, there's been a lot of talk about the animosity kind of making Adam rise up to a different level, and I'll tell you what, he had a great chance to do so. Early on in the game, he baton passed, I think, 2 nasty plots. And
is that how he won it? He just passed off?
No. This was Adam. He lost.
Oh, Adam lost. Okay,
yeah.
So he. Good Lord. Okay, so.
Yeah, he baton.
Was that it? That had to have been it. That might have been a tire that popped.
Yeah, that wasn't a full-on explosion. Okay, the police have arrived on the scene.
This may be on YouTube for a different reason.
Yeah.
If things get hairy here.
Okay. Yeah.
This is crazy.
This is nuts. But no, we're gonna plug on through. I know.
Yeah. Keep on trucking. We have very short attention spans.
Yes, we do.
And this is where we notice Peasley's not here. But okay.
All right.
No, we'll keep going.
Oh, he's short enough. He could be down here, maybe somewhere, just not on screen. Anyway, you know, it was a back and forth battle. For like the first 3 plays.
Okay.
And then Pingle kind of, Adam baton passed his Gudra with a couple rock polishes.
Really?
And then Pingle used the trick room.
Just completely neutralized the rock polishes. Okay.
Yeah, and then Adam had a questionable switch in, I think, his Gudra onto a Dragonite outright.
So who swept? Dragonite?
No, it was Gyarados again.
Oh.
I think got the majority of the sweeping, but he eventually got burned by Weezing. Lucario got the kill eventually.
The revenge kill.
But at that point it was 1v5.
Too much damage was done.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, school bus.
Wow. Yeah, that car is officially engulfed in place. Okay.
And so let's move on to game 2 while we're.
Yeah.
But you know, just to address that, there have been pictures drawn, I believe now.
Yeah, I am very, very happy to see that. I like, you know, I am no artist of my own.
No.
And the fact that you guys are getting into, you know, art requests and actual very quick submissions, and those I know there's multiple artists. I know.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I would feature the people on the podcast, but there's actually no way for me to do so unless you want me to print out your picture and hold it up to the screen.
Yeah. Well.
But I mean, all the art is available on the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lied to you guys before. I'll lie to you again. I've been promising a song since the first day, and there's not going to be a song today because we actually have more than an hour worth. Maybe I'll give you a song next week. But I do owe you guys a song because you did give us very good feedback. So there will be a song eventually.
You need to continue to tune in.
Yeah. See, this is just a wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. The smoke is starting to come our way.
Yeah. The screen might be getting a little darker, but. There is
I don't know if you can hear the fire truck now. Okay. Okay, fire truck has arrived.
Yeah.
It will soon be defused.
Dynamic Doduo versus the championship team. On paper, the championship team, a division leader. Dynamic Doduo crawling to kind of make its way up top of his division.
Yeah, but not a front runner by any means.
Not a front runner. But they were very close friends in real life.
Yep.
And Dynamic Dodo actually pulled away with the win here.
Yeah, kind of surprising. I know, it just, you know, I don't want to play too much to the numbers, but yeah, Brad's team has been very strong all year, and I think he had, you know, he had that Rotom to counter Doduo's Mega Scizor. He had, I think he had the guys to do it, and it's very interesting that Doduo was able to pull out a win.
You see, I don't really think it's that surprising because every time Dynamic Doduo has lost, I don't think it's been by too much.
Really?
I mean,
it's just one of those teams that's
he's held in there, and sometimes just, you know, like if this was another sport, like a hockey, for example, maybe you could say like a bounce didn't go his way or something. Oftentimes, I mean, he's, you know, right there, and then it's just kind of. But I think he showed this week that, you know, he's serious, and if he can take out a division leader, or at the time, the championship team was a division leader.
Yep.
If he can do that, I see no reason why he can't make might not be able to come out with his division, but he certainly has a good chance to get one of those top 3 spots. And I think if he's not in those top 3 spots, I would put him down as a lock for a wild card.
No, great point. And that's why, I mean, what are we at now? 4 weeks left in the season?
5 weeks left.
So, I mean, I went, 14-1, I guess technically 13-1.
Yeah, so far.
There's always a chance that I could go 1-13.
Yeah,
and some other team could, you know.
Absolutely.
We just wanna make sure that
you played me 12 more times. That's probably how it would go.
Yeah, and I think I do just want to bring that up, that, you know, if you are one of those teams that is either towards the bottom or, you know, right on the bubble, it's kind of a segue into our issue of the week. And I don't know if this is why. I know I have a feeling for one of these teams that could be why, but you know, you're not out of it, and I encourage you to, you know, just get creative, and just really, really step it up a notch and just see, because I mean, I know it's definitely possible.
Yeah, and that does bring us to our issue of the week, which is T-Bob and Ellie out.
Yep.
I'm not sure what their motivations are. You know, we could speculate, we could point fingers, but we're not going to. I mean,
no,
it's tough. We're all college. I believe everyone is a college student, or if they're not
roughly close, and if they're not in college, they have, like, you know, jobs and
there
lives.
As much as we all love doing this, we have
there are other responsibilities that need to be.
So we're not trying to, you know, bury them or point blame. I mean, if you don't want to do this league, that's fine. I mean, when you signed up for it, I'm sure 10 weeks didn't really seem all that much, and really it's not. But, you know, the commitment is there, and especially if maybe you're not happy with the team you drafted, maybe you're not having as much fun as you thought you would. That's understandable. But I mean, that doesn't change the fact that now there are 2 less teams in the PBF.
Yeah, and it's too late into the season now to replace those trainers.
Right. Yeah, we've done it twice, but that was in week 1 and 2.
Yeah, it was early on enough to the point where we could do it, but
yeah, doing so now would just be kind of not really fair to everybody else.
No.
Because they've worked for their records, and T-Bob had a pretty good record.
He did, and
just and a very good team, and to just give somebody that team.
That was the one that I was kind of surprised about. I don't know. I mean, we haven't been in contact. I was supposed to battle him last week, and, you know, and I know a lot of people didn't get responses from him. Yeah, the fire is now out.
Yeah.
So hopefully that keeps us a little less distracted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. I was surprised because you know, his record wasn't bad. He was definitely in playoff contention, and he had a great team. So.
Yeah, I believe before he stopped playing, he was in a very good shape in his division, possibly even leading it. But, you know, 2 weeks of inactivity, and that's really our cutoff point.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys have to go away on vacation for 2 weeks, fine. Just
let us know, and we can.
But if you don't tell us, there's really nothing we can do. We can only assume that you want to be done, and we did have confirmation that they do want to be done. We didn't. We didn't just, like, cut them off.
Yep. And as of today, you were very quick on making the necessary adjustments to the schedule. We sent the Philly Flygons to the Bulbasaur division in the Red Conference.
Right. T-Bob had a pretty good record, and he was going to be, you know, competing for a top spot. So I wanted to send someone who similarly could compete for a top spot.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you what your thoughts were on your choice for.
Yeah, it's interesting because there were 3 people in the Pikachu conference. You have Meister, Missy, the Mighty Psyducks, and Philly Flygons, who were all just stacked right on top of each other.
Yep.
And you hate to break up a 3-man race like that, but you had to.
Yeah.
We needed to even out the numbers, and I didn't want to take someone from your division because that it's just kind of getting interesting with the Pittsburgh Steelixes and Magic Carpet Ride playing
with
so
those,
well.
Yep.
And both trying to catch up to you. And I mean, this might be a little biased, but I didn't want to, derail that as it was just getting going.
And I know you had asked me, what my thoughts were if I would move.
Yeah.
And I was obviously fine with it. I don't,
Right, that's the other
I'm
thing.
not completely tied to my division, but I don't think people that, say, are racing for those 2 or 3 spots would want me to come in and just automatically be
exactly.
Division leader.
Yeah, that's why I wanted someone to slot in there that's not really going to change anything.
No.
He's not going to...
Basically just keep the status quo.
Keep the status, exactly. And the other thing with Gordon, the Philly Flygons, I knew he wouldn't care if I moved him. I said, hey, I'm going to move you, and he's pretty much like, okay. So, really, it was just for that. And it's really not going to affect anything. The schedule is generally the same. The only thing we changed was I replaced Ellie with Philly Flygons, and then I made whoever Philly Flygons was originally playing face whoever T-Ball was facing. So this way, there are 3 interleague games a week.
Yeah.
That way we don't have to have another interleague week because Beasley was all up in arms about that.
Well, yeah.
So yeah,
and where did you get him?
Right. That'll just keep things fresh, I think.
Yeah,
no, new matchups.
I'm with you.
And because of the 2 less people in the league now, there will probably be some repeat matches from week to week. 2 people could face each other in consecutive weeks.
Yep.
That's just the way it's going to happen.
Hey, yeah.
Whatever. That happens in real sports. And the PBF is the closest thing to real sports.
Kind of create that little division rivalry.
Right, exactly.
So
exactly, yeah.
if you start seeing a team every now and then, hey, maybe it'll start making some interesting battles.
Yeah,
that's what I've been saying the whole time.
Maybe if the first battle swings your way, the other one will go their way because they've seen you and they know what you're capable of.
Yep, that's what I've been saying the whole time. So
yeah. And speaking of divisions, though, I mean that's kind of going to get us to our questions that we have, who will remain anonymous this week, because I made them. Because nobody likes this. Actually, can you check Facebook? I posted if anyone wants to post questions. I doubt anybody did.
Did you just post that before? Yes, I would check.
I doubt anybody did because people don't like asking questions. Mainly because I think it's because we're just so informative that there aren't many questions to ask.
Adam Neal posted
picture, right?
Alex Bengal with my head on a pike wearing my halucha as a coat.
That's not a question.
No, that is not a question. Okay. We do have a question, though. We do have one question, though.
Wonderful.
17 minutes ago from Drew Adam.
Okay.
He says, what will happen to the disqualified team's Pokemon? Will they be unavailable for the rest of the season? Which I know was addressed in the Facebook group, but it could be.
Yeah,
it's a good
that was a long post.
It could have gotten lost. So
they will be off limits. They will not be available for waiver. That's really not fair. Because everyone, I mean, you have a Mega now as a free agent.
Yeah.
Basically
Well, and at the same time, I had also toyed with the notion of perhaps pitching, maybe taking like the bottom half of their team, like the later drafted Pokemon, putting them out there. But I think then you would just see like a free for all, like a run on the banks-esque waiver wire, and I don't think we want that.
Right.
And then the teams that are left out, there's some good Pokemon on these teams.
Yeah, that's
the teams that are left out, and if you're just like don't happen to be on Facebook, that when we announce that,
also
it's
the other
fair.
thing is there's not one for everybody.
No,
I think there would only be 20 guys, but 22 teams left, so 2 people are just.
Like a few teams would pick up some strong guys.
And another idea we had was, to just maybe the teams that are struggling a little bit, let them get a pick, but that's just not fair.
That's not the
So we found out that the best option would just be to just kind of remove these guys. They will be in play next season, but just for now,
it's not like
they're just gonna we're just gonna do business as usual. I mean, the trade deadline's over. Waivers are still open. I don't see too many people going to be making many more waiver claims.
No. And if you missed the last podcast, we had talked about keeping 1 or 2 guys.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you're referring to in regards to they will be on the waiver wire like next year.
And I mean, we'll have another draft, so obviously
they'll be a part of it, but they will not be available to for anybody to retain.
So just season. People like Bisharp, and you hate to see them go, but just pretend they're gone because they are. So then another question we have here is for you.
Okay.
Who is your favorite playoff bubble team? Like your bubble team, the guys that they may be in the wild card spot, they may not be, but who do you feel most comfortable about? Who's not really in a great playoff position now, but you think they will be in 5 weeks?
not in a great position now.
Well, I mean,
will be
an okay position. Someone you could see making the playoffs that otherwise might not be apparent that they're going to the playoffs today.
Okay. Boy, this is interesting. Because looking at it right now, I want to say a team. I want to say one of the teams in the Squirtle division, which is my own division in the Blue Conference, and I think I want to go with Dynamic Duo. Yeah. I know you just talked about how Magic Carpet and Pittsburgh Steelers have been playing very well, but I think Dynamic Duo is going to start playing pretty well in these upcoming weeks, and I see them definitely making the playoffs, whether it be a wild card spot or not. He's only 7-6. He's 7-6-2, and he's still only 2 points behind Magic Carpet Ride and the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I kind of see them running away with it a little bit. Yeah. So I think he'll be on the bubble, but I think he's got the best team of the bubble teams. Okay. Because if you look at the other bubble teams, you've got Cradley's, but they're at like 6-9.
And it's Blacka.
Yeah, not a ton of points, and it's Blacka. Wieners has a good team, but I just really love that Mega Scizor on Doduo. Yeah. So they're my pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I am 100% tending to agree with you, and that's actually a pretty good little entry into our next question, which was how many games will playoffs be? And that system, how it going to stand right now? Right now, we're going to have, I believe, 3 rounds of playoffs. You have 3 rounds of playoffs? Yeah. No. 4 rounds of playoffs. 4. Yeah. So the first 2 rounds will probably be just 1 game elimination. Third round, probably 2 out of 3. Final round, best of 5.
I think that sounds good.
That would probably be.
I don't see the need for like a 7-game series.
Too much. And honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if the final round's also best out of 3. Because how much variance are you going to see in a Pokemon game?
Yeah, I think the way these teams are worked out, you can only change so much and still be effective against a team that you'll be playing multiple times. So, yeah, it could be 3, 5. We could make it 5 just to be interesting.
Could do 5. I don't really think that'll be too good. But as of right now, I would say the first 2 rounds, 1 game, single elimination. Second round, 2 out of 3. Final round, finals, 2 out of 3. Yep. And that's at the end of the season, the playoffs.
Yeah. Now, who do you? Now, this is gonna. It's halfway through, so it's gonna be tough. Yeah. Who do you see? And feel free to mention yourself. Who do you see head-to-head in the finals right now? Mid-season pick.
Head-to-head in the finals.
You don't have to pick a winner. Okay. You can pick a winner too if you want.
Okay. Honestly, my pick from Red, if not me, I would go Death Fat or Fodder. Simply because he beat me, and he beat me pretty significantly.
Second best record. Yeah. Who you would face in the finals of the Red Conference.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, he beat me pretty handedly. I realize I made some mistakes, but everybody makes mistakes in a game, and I'm not saying that it's my fault I lost. I don't know how to phrase this. I'm not saying he won because I played stupidly. Yeah. He won because he played better. Yeah. So it's on him, not on me.
Yeah.
He did well.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not making excuses. I'm saying he did great. Yep. So I could see him doing it, and obviously I'd have to give you as the.
Well, and you can toss it over to me for that because I know you know more about the Red Conference and I know more about the Blue Conference. So I can speak from the Blue Conference, kind of along the same lines where if it's not me, I think I would have to go with either. I'm gonna say 2, which is kind of cheating,
that's fine.
But Magic Carpet Ride, because now I beat him, but I beat him 1-0, and it was a Mega Pitcher sweep, which essentially means I got outplayed and Mega Pitcher saved me, and he did outplay me in that game. So he's up there, and another one that I have not battled yet, but I believe we have a battle coming up is Maestro Missy. Mm-hmm. I know she's got a great team, and she's really hit her stride with, like the identity of her team and what she's just basically hammered down her strategy. And I can't say for sure because our teams haven't had a matchup yet.
Yeah,
but
so
she would also be up there.
Yeah. Now let's take this discussion one step further, which was one of our original plans for this week. Is in our celebration of the halfway point. We're going to say the playoffs started today, and right now I have written down here the matchups for if the playoffs were to start today.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So in round one, the first game you have in blue conference, the 1 seed versus the 8 seed. Sorry. Team Nohawk versus the HM Slavers.
What do you want, a prediction?
Sure. I mean, I know it's tough because I'll take this one. No, this is you. So I'll take this one. Okay. It's very difficult to say because obviously you have the best record. Mm-hmm. But we haven't seen too much of HM Slavers.
No.
The first couple weeks he didn't really play. He got a lot of draws and some losses.
Yeah, but he's definitely been more steady now.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks he's played, I believe, all of his games. Mm-hmm. And although he doesn't have the best record to show for it, that could be just him kind of spinning his wheels, getting used to his team.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of dangerous guys there that I think can actually give your team problems.
I know when I played him, I'll just chime in here quick.
Yeah.
When I played him, there's strengths and weaknesses to his team. I know about half of his team is weak